Well, if everyone is ready, let me open the meeting by bidding a very warm welcome to Foreign Minister Wang Yi to the ASEAN-China Post-Ministerial Conference. Before I begin, I think we should congratulate ourselves again for completing the revision of the ASEAN-China Center MOU, which we all just signed. Just to make sure you all know what you've signed. And just to make sure of that, I'll also remind you that ACC has been supporting the development of the ASEAN-China relations since its launch in 2011. And it's important that we periodically review and update the MOU whenever necessary in order to enable the ACC to better meet its objectives. ASEAN and China enjoy substantive, multifaceted, and mutually beneficial relationship. And this is a relationship that is growing from strength to strength with each passing year. We celebrated the 25th anniversary of our dialogue relations last year, and this year we'll be reviewing the ASEAN-China cooperation ahead of the 15th anniversary of the ASEAN-China Strategic Partnership next year. Our good relations are anchored on strong trade and economic ties, which we are working to bring to a new level. China has been ASEAN's largest trading partner for the past 7 years. And ASEAN and China have now committed to realizing our twin goals of two-way trade and investments amounting to US $1 trillion and US $150 billion respectively by 2020, which is in 3 years' time, so there's really not much time to achieve this. We have upgraded the ASEAN-China Free Trade Area, and we are working closely to conclude a high-quality regional comprehensive economic partnership, RCEP for short. ASEAN and China continue to embrace a multilateral and free trade global economic system. And given the state of the world today, I think the fact that ASEAN and China still remain totally committed to free trade and closer economic integration is noteworthy. This common outlook stems from our mutual conviction to bring greater prosperity to and to uplift the standard of living for our people. To promote greater intercultural understanding amongst our people, ASEAN and China have designated 2017 as the ASEAN-China Year of Tourism Cooperation. There's been a series of activities in conjunction with this theme, and we hope that we will further enhance ASEAN-China tourism cooperation, boost two-way tourist visits, and promote greater people-to-people exchanges between ASEAN and China. As a symbol of our mutual commitment to boosting tourism cooperation, both sides are also working on a joint statement on tourism cooperation, which will be issued by our leaders at the 20th ASEAN-China Summit in November this year. In addition, ASEAN and China are constantly looking for new areas of cooperation, and one area which we are currently exploring is improving connectivity and achieving greater synergy between ASEAN's Master Plan for ASEAN Connectivity and China's Belt and Road Initiative. This initiative will serve to boost connectivity and infrastructure development throughout our entire region. We also look forward to a meeting of minds on other areas of cooperation, such as innovation and technology. And finally, ASEAN welcomes the finalization of the framework for the Code of Conduct on the South China Sea in Guiyang in June recently. This framework is very important, and it represents the culmination of effective and constructive cooperation between ASEAN and China over the past year, and builds on the joint statement on the application of queues in the South China Sea, as well as the guidelines for the MFA to MFA hotline, which were adopted by our leaders in November last year. The framework will be adopted during this meeting and will pave the way for the textual negotiations on the COC in the coming year. As countries residing in a common neighborhood, our interests, our fortunes are closely intertwined. ASEAN and China therefore share the mutual aim of creating a region of peace and stability and prosperity. ASEAN-China relations are on a positive direction, a positive trajectory. And as country coordinator, Singapore will continue to foster opportunities for communication and development of the relationship between our governments and our people. We look forward to working closely with our ASEAN colleagues and with China to bring the ASEAN-China strategic partnership to greater heights as it enters its 15th year next year. I will now pass the floor to Minister Wang to share your opening remarks as well. Minister Wang, the floor is yours.
Dear colleagues and friends, good afternoon. I thank the Honorable Foreign Minister of Singapore to make an open statement on behalf of ASEAN countries, and as the coordinator for ASEAN-China relations, he's made a very positive and a friendly opening statement. We also thank Singapore for its active role in facilitating ASEAN-China relations. We also thank the rotating chair of ASEAN this year, Philippines, although with the absence of Minister Cayetano, and please convey my thanks to the Foreign Minister of the Philippines for organizing this conference and for warm hospitality accorded to China. We are ready to support Philippines as the chair of ASEAN. This is ASEAN's 50-year jubilee, so congratulations. ASEAN is an important regional organization in Southeast Asia. It has been growing and becoming a representative force for regional integration and peace and stability in this region. China always regards ASEAN as a priority in its neighborhood diplomacy, and we are glad to see ASEAN's progress. The rotating chair, Philippines, has identified the Partnering for Change Embracing the World as the theme of this year's ASEAN cooperation, aiming to highlight ASEAN as a model of regionalism and a global player, which shows the ambition of ASEAN as well as the aspiration of all parties on ASEAN. China sincerely congratulates and wishes ASEAN greater achievements in the next 5 decades and contribute to building an East Asia economic community and a community of shared future in Asia. Let me reiterate that China will, as always, support ASEAN community building, firmly support ASEAN's centrality in regional cooperation, and firmly supports ASEAN in playing a greater role in international and regional affairs. China and ASEAN are neighbors with close geographic proximity and people-to-people bond. We are also good partners with close cooperation and common development. We just witnessed signed the revised China-ASEAN Center MOU. This center has been growing, and it is a testimony to the deepening and a growing relationship between China and ASEAN. In recent years, we have seen good progress in China-ASEAN cooperation in all practical sectors. We have held relevant activities, so the year of culture, the year of maritime cooperation, the year of education exchange, and the year of tourism cooperation. We have also conducted hundreds of cooperation programs and upgraded FTA. We have also formulated strategies or plan of actions in the field of transportation, environmental protection, and information technology. We have also set up an Lantau-Mekong River cooperation mechanism. Last year, ASEAN-China trade reached $452.2 billion, and for 8 consecutive years, China remains ASEAN's biggest trading partner. Our two-way investment also grew rapidly and accumulated to $178 billion, and we have fulfilled ahead of schedule the $150 billion target of two-way trade that we have originally set for 2020. This is a very positive signal. There have been 38 million mutual visits between us last year, which also helped us achieve ahead of schedule the 30 million target that we have set for 2020. China has become the biggest source of tourists for ASEAN. In May this year, the leaders or senior representatives of 10 ASEAN countries went to Beijing for the Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation, which reflect ASEAN's support for China's Belt and Road Initiative. China and ASEAN countries have made progress in implementing the DOC. We have also reached agreement on the COC framework, ensuring stability in the South China Sea. and it also reflects a positive momentum. This reflects the aspiration of countries in this region to uphold peace and stability in South China Sea. All this progress has further substantiated a strategic partnership between ASEAN and China, bringing real benefits to the 2 billion people of ours. It also ensures that China-ASEAN cooperation has become an important pillar for peace and stability and prosperity in this region. I agree with my ASEAN colleagues in saying that China-ASEAN relations have become the most dynamic and substantive relations for ASEAN's relations with all its dialogue partners. Next year will be the 15th anniversary for China-ASEAN strategic partnership. Our relationship faces an important opportunity of growing with greater quality. For the next stage, our relationship should be forward-looking and move to a new level. For East Asia cooperation, we need to seize opportunity and embrace a new future. For South China Sea, we need to remove obstacles and maintain the positive momentum. We should step up the long-term plan for our relations and build a new version of China-ASEAN strategic partnership and build a closer community of shared future between us. I look forward to an in-depth exchange of views with you on our cooperation and to prepare for the ASEAN-China Summit, which will be held in November this year. And I'm confident that with our joint efforts, the meeting today will be a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Wang Yi. We'll now move on to our closed session of, so if I could just